Hello, hello. I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang. We've got an autumnal week upon us. It's going to start 60s for high temperatures tomorrow and windy. And then the remainder of the work week, especially midweek, it's going to get even cooler. Even if breezes persist, 50s are going to feel very autumnal for sure. We're going to go into all the details, help you avoid the one, maybe two slight rain chances this week, and we'll go into the drought situation, the foliage status, and how much wind we're looking at this week as well. Jamie, thanks for tuning in. Iggy, Donna, and good evening, David. Thanks so much. I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. We're at WashingtonPost.com/weather. Anytime you need us. Hi, Deidre. Thanks so much for tuning in. Temperatures are going down. Animation here below me. We get some 50s in the yellows and then even some 40s, and the highest elevations in the green coloring. And then we warm back up this weekend. I think 70, if not a little better, is possible again by this weekend. And even tomorrow, it could be a slow cool down in some spots. The warmer spots still could see 70 degrees, but I think within a few degrees of 65 for the majority of us during the daytime high temperatures tomorrow. All right, Kenny. Hi, Jim. Good evening to you. I'm on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram tonight, and we're going through our Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat. I hope for the few of you that do have it off tomorrow, I hope you have a really good holiday as well. And it is going to be a gusty holiday. Winds 30, 35 miles per hour. Kind of early in the morning, starting out in the westerly, blowing from the westerly direction, moving more toward the northwesterly direction by kind of midday into the afternoon. That's when the wind gusts could really get to 30, 35 miles per hour a couple times again. Kenny, yes, indeed, it's getting a little dry, especially out near you in Western Virginia and West Virginia. We'll go into the drought situation in a moment. And fall foliage is also good in West Virginia and Western Virginia. Still have to wait toward I-95 corridor, maybe into early November is not a surprise for a peak color for the 95 and eastward corridor. But first freezes, while not imminent tonight, of course, we might just be a low temperature of 60. And I think we have enough breezes and clouds tomorrow that we generally have a very low frost risk on Monday night. But I just want to keep this in mind. It's going to be a cool, very dry air this week. So first frosts and freezes are possible for kind of the middle section of our region. Yellows are still generally in the November timeframe for the first kind of average date for 32 degrees or below for low temperatures. But we do have October's in the green, and you can see the lightest green is the latest part of October, and we're getting there. We are going to start filling in frost and freezes for much of the region. Craig, so far, no wildfire concerns because of the wind mixing with the dry conditions, but that's worth keeping an eye on tomorrow. If you have the option to avoid smoking outside, burning brush, or doing any other sort of clearing with fire, I would avoid doing that tomorrow. That is a very good call. All right, MB Brand and Chanders and Alex Cartier, thanks for tuning in. Green Cloud, Hot Flash Finds, thanks for tuning in. And Jenna Maria and Lisa and Susan and Sarah, good to see you. And we've got hi, good to see you on YouTube. Y Fun and April, thanks for tuning in on Facebook. And really good, really good seeing you, April. Hope today was awesome. I totally agree with you. And Charlene, hi, good to see you there from Pennsylvania, I believe, central Pennsylvania. All right, what else do I have for you? We've got the PM update there at the top, forecast at a glance. I'll put back up in just a moment, but you can see it's an autumnal week. Very few rain chances. Maybe tonight we see a rumble of thunder with these few raindrops west of town, but around town, just a stray shower chance in the early morning hours. Generally expected to die off along the I-95 corridor and eastward. It's mainly a dry front for the DC area. But yeah, one or two strong storms possible well west and northwest of town tonight. So rumble of thunder can't be ruled out. But east of town might stay dry. It's very low rain amounts over the next 7 days. We're lucky in the grays shadings here to get maybe a tenth of an inch, a quarter inch if we're in the luckier, wetter spots in parts of Virginia this week. And you can see it's very hit or miss. Pop-up showers, maybe a thunderstorm this week. Very brief, very light. It's not organized so that you can watch it kind of move west-east on radar, for instance. We are going to have to kind of play it day by day. Tonight, after tonight's rain chances, which again are slight, we're talking 10%. Tuesday maybe has a 10, 15% chance of rain. And even tomorrow could have a pop-up shower. These are just going to be daytime pop-up showers that we're going to have to, keep you abreast of, but they're not going to be heavy. They're not going to be major planned spoilers if you're outside. And yes, we could use the rain, but overall, it's a cloudy start to our week, mix of clouds and sun through Wednesday, if not Thursday. I'm more confident in high levels of sunshine by Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday as well. All right, so looking ahead into the medium term, temperatures have a moderate chance next work week of being above average, and precipitation a slight lean below average, perhaps for next work week. And tropics, I know if you haven't asked already, Scott might tune in from YouTube, but we've got a moderate chance, kind of the 2 to 7 day time frame, this disturbance way out in the Atlantic near the Cabo Verde Islands drifting kind of toward the west, but we have plenty of time to watch it. And medium to longer term through the end of October, the Caribbean Sea is a spot to watch, according to the Climate Prediction Center Global Hazards Watch there, but only a slight outlook probability going into the end of the month. So quiet for now, as I said in my PM update, but worth not calling it quits and observing and watching and monitoring the tropical Atlantic because hurricane season does run through November, but typically November does get another notch quieter. But we, of course, will not stop watching until at least November 30th, which is the end of hurricane season. Allergy sufferers feeling decently good with low across the board. All of our allergens are decently behaving. And drought conditions are generally in far, far West Virginia, excuse me, far Western Virginia, and mainly focused in West Virginia and Garrett County as well. So I know we are getting a little bit dry, but luckily plants are not growing as much. There's a reduced impact from less evapotranspiration issues. Plants are not growing as much, the lower sun angle. So I know it feels dry, but it is not a severe drought situation in much of our, if not all of our region. So do keep that in mind, keep that in perspective, that it is typically a drier time of year in the fall, but we are doing okay in the rainfall department in the medium to longer term. All right, let's go back to show you my PM update there at the top, and then directly above me is the forecast at a glance, and autumnal temperatures animated below. Mid 60s generally expected tomorrow, maybe 70 in the warmest spots if we do see kind of some downslope warming winds off the mountains, but 50s possible midweek. And we'll talk about wind tomorrow, which could gust 30 to 35 miles per hour. Breezes are off and on this week, so it is going to feel very autumnal. Rain chances, while low, we can't rule out a pop-up shower or storm maybe tonight west of town is a rumble of thunder, but really these raindrops are just stray, pop up, quick, brief showers this week. And then I think precipitation chances generally dwindle at the end of the week and sunshine levels go up at the same time by the end of this work week. All right, lots of questions and comments I want to catch up on. I'm Cameron Walker for Capital Weather Gang. We're at WashingtonPost.com/weather anytime you need us. I'm on the air about another 10 minutes or so. This is our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. MLB, Emily, thanks for tuning in. And we've got Aaron also on Instagram. And we've got Kenny. I hope you enjoyed my tropical update. I'll recap that again in a minute. And we've got Sassy and Kay Delois and Aj, good to see you, and B. Ryder and MLB Oza. And Marie, I hope you did save her today. That's great. Thanks for tuning in from Facebook. Ruth Elisa as well. Very tiny, brief storm maybe west of town tonight, but around town is just a stray shower chance tonight, maybe tomorrow and into Tuesday as well. And yep, Lewis, for Columbus Day and Veterans Day, you'll see me on the Sundays. It's generally a work day at the Washington Post for those 2 Mondays, tomorrow and on Veterans Day. And Ruth Lisa, I think some sunshine on Wednesday. That could be I think, a little too confident on the sunshine there. Let's keep some clouds in the forecast through maybe even Thursday. I'm more confident on high levels of sunshine on Friday and Saturday. All right, yep, chilly commutes, I think on Tuesday morning. Tonight may only get down to 60 degrees in some spots, but we do get windy tomorrow, even if we do see kind of mid 60s. There'll be an ever so slight wind chill. I recommend a jacket tomorrow because wind gusts could be 30 to 35 miles per hour in parts of the region. Annette, I think it is a decent weather regime for this work week. A little bit windy, breezy at times, but generally getting sunnier by the end of the week. I like 60s and 50s myself. And rain chances are low for outdoor plans, so we can keep that in mind. I think hoodie weather, yes, indeed, Ruth Lisa. Rick, I think Low chances for frost Monday night, but Tuesday night, Wednesday night onward, we need to kind of watch frost and freezes. We did talk about how we are approaching for much of the region, mid to late October into November. Our first frost and freezes are kind of marching from west to east through the region. Let's even say northwest to southeast through the region. So we're hitting kind of about on schedule for our frost and freezes, which are possible by the middle and later part of this week. Good to see you, Derupt, Geo Falcon. And yep, Kenny, I'm glad you got rain from those two tropical systems. And JF and AM and AT and Mod Family, good to see you on Instagram. Hey, Peter, thanks for tuning in from Facebook. Ruth Elisa, you're most welcome. And we've got Lewis. Thanks again for tuning in. Yes, and then also Lois on X. I'm glad you're seeing the gorgeous sunset in DC. Mary, indeed, autumnal weather. Thumbs up. Can I do some? I don't know if this still does confetti or maybe I do thumbs up like this. Sometimes it used there. Oh, fireworks. There we go. We'll do fireworks for autumnal weather, Mary, indeed. And hey, in Bethesda, Jeannie, good to see you. And Steve, hi from Culpeper on Facebook. Thanks so much for tuning in. Enjoy that cookout tonight. And I think I've caught up on all the questions and comments on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram. Hey, Donna, good to see you from Iowa. And April, outdoor field trip on Wednesday is a decent call, April. I think I cannot fully eliminate clouds and a stray shower chance that day on Wednesday, but I think it's going to be a decent day. A little bit breezy, perhaps, but let's go for it. Let's go for some outdoor field trips. Rick, you're most welcome. And Ruth, at least I saw a little bit of Northern Lights. It didn't dance in with the naked eye, but I saw some. The camera made it come alive enough. Mm, yeah. Mary, good to see you on X. Thanks so much for tuning in. And Dave Blosser, thanks for tuning in on Instagram and BLS and Tina and M Beach and Lena and Eric and AMS. All right. I think I've caught up on all the questions and comments on our 4 social media channels on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook. Fall foliage check. It is marching from west to east. 95, I-95 and parts east. May have to wait till even November 1st, perhaps. Very end of October and early November is not unheard of for peak fall foliage along and east of I-95, but it's the highest elevations there in the Skyline Drive are starting to get some moderately high color, but peak is generally confined to West Virginia as it stands now. All right. Let's show you what we've got for you the rest of this week, precipitation wise. Hit or miss showers, maybe a storm west of town tonight, but really for the Beltway and parts along and east of I 95, stray shower. I think rumble thunder is unlikely, but a stray shower can't be ruled out tonight and even again tomorrow. But just wanted to show you, especially if you live west and northwest of town, a pop-up storm is not impossible tonight, maybe even a strong storm in the highest elevations of our extended region to the west. And it's very little rain. I mean, if you do see some raindrops into tonight into the middle part of the week, they're going to be pop-up in nature, very brief, not really visible to watch on radar for long in an organized fashion. So we'll just have to try and keep you attuned as best as possible. Please stay a little weather aware if you really have super sensitive outdoor plans, but nothing's going to be heavy or long lasting as it looks now. Though I know we could use some rain. We're abnormally dry in much of the region, so it's not exactly welcome news to see just a tenth to a quarter inch perhaps over the next 7 days accumulate. Now, cloud cover, I want to kind of keep in the forecast a mix of sun and clouds into Wednesday, if not Thursday. High levels of sunshine with high confidence doesn't really come into my forecast until Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday as well. But it's going to be a pretty good week. I think it's great that we're getting some autumnal weather, limited rain chances, decent outdoor time, and I mean 60s tomorrow and then 50s midweek. It's a little below average for 50s, but next week we have a decent chance of being above average. Maybe that includes near 70 again by this weekend and maybe next work week, and then precipitation leans below average for next work week as well. So might be another decent outdoor week next week as well for those outdoor plans. Tropics, really quick updates. Fairly quiet for now. As I said, my PM update that's available at WashingtonPost.com/weather. But we're watching in the kind of 2 to 7 day time frame. Moderate chance that this very unorganized disturbance near the Cabo Verde Islands that has come off of Africa, moving kind of west northwest. We got plenty of time to watch it. But what's interesting is that kind of the middle long term outlook for now until the end of the month has kind of a slight chance for favorable development criteria in the Caribbean Sea. So, as this disturbance moves toward the Caribbean Sea, it might find a favorable environment for development, but we have plenty of time to watch it, not immediately threatening any land areas. Let's just keep an eye on things through November 30th. That's the end of hurricane season. Allergens are behaving themselves low across the board. I hope you are feeling decent in recent days, as I am. Not perfect, but decent. And then drought conditions are really confined to far western Maryland, Virginia, focused on the state of West Virginia still, as has been typical in recent weeks and months. But yellow doesn't indeed indicate abnormally dry. So gardeners and farmers, still at least half of the region is having a growing season right now. But I think watering needs are still fairly, minimal to moderate for what is still growing. And this is not a hydrological concern, or we're doing okay. Overall, the context is we're doing okay, even though we could use some more rain indeed before too long. All right, here's my PM update at the top. Forecast at a glance just above me. Autumnal temperatures animated cooling off quickly. Into the middle part of this week, we could see 50s with a little bit of breeze. So get out those jackets, maybe even light coats this week. Uh, MBM on YouTube, I agree. Autumnal weather, a 5-leaf week. I love that. That's fantastic. And do I see any good rain after 3 or 4 weeks from now, David? I think precipitation should come into balance the next 3 to 4 weeks. That's a decent probability. And Julia, good to see you. Very little rain chance this week, but we're watching, an outside chance of maybe a shower or storm tonight, especially west of town. But really just stray showers for the Beltway and east of I-95 into tonight and tomorrow, and it's very low rain accumulation over the next 7 days. So anything you do see raindrop wise, even if it is with a rumble of thunder accompanied, would be not long lasting, pretty light and brief overall. So no major spoilage to outdoor plans, except just keep this in mind. Hold on to your hats. Watch those Halloween decorations tomorrow. Wind gusts of 30 to 35 miles per hour means things are going to blow around tomorrow. So mid 60s, generally maybe 70 in the warmest spot tomorrow. It's not going to be a major wind chill per se, but things are going to be blowing around. You might want a windbreaker jacket. It's going to be a notable, a notable thing we haven't had to deal with much. Wind gusts in the 30 to 35 mile per hour range this week. And typical first frost and freezes. While not a concern even Monday night, very low chance of seeing frost. Can't rule it out as behind the cold front, dry air, cooler air is coming in, but maybe Tuesday night onward, we need to consider first frost and freezes coming into the picture for central Virginia, central Maryland, lower elevations that haven't yet seen their first frost or freeze. Generally on schedule, typically first frosts and freezes in the lighter greens happen by late October. So we are about on schedule for those, and just watch that, monitor that with us, gardeners and farmers, as we go throughout this week. All right, on the air another 2 minutes. I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang. Anytime you need us, we're at WashingtonPost.com/weather. And fall foliage is marching from higher elevations west and northwest of town, heading to east and southeast for maybe peak along and east of I-95 at the very end of October and early November. Britt and Bill, good to see you on Instagram, and Kat and Liam and B Hop and Josh and Christian. And Ashley, consider bringing in sensitive plants maybe at the 40-degree threshold. That does come into play again Monday night. Frost freezes should wait till Tuesday night, but yes, sensitive plants, if they're in pots and can be transported, like as temperatures fluctuate this week, it does look cool in the middle part of this week, and they could probably go back out on your, let's say, patio or in your garden again late this week into this weekend. All right. 1950, Mama KMP, thanks for tuning in. And Jonathan, good to see you on Instagram as well. I think I've caught up on comments and questions there. And Becca and Megan, good to see you. Ruth, Lisa, happy October. Lisa, you as well. And Todd, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in from Facebook. And April, you're most welcome. And Charlene, South Central Pennsylvania has got good lettuces, radish, cabbage, carrots, and mustard greens. That sounds excellent. I hope your watering needs are not too much in with some of the dry conditions. And indeed, we've got Ruth Elisa tuning in and Donna as well. All right. So I think I've caught up on everything. If there's anything else, I think I can see you next Sunday for a weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. Keep in mind it is a autumnal week. 60s tomorrow, turn to 50s for the middle part of this week. Gusts tomorrow are bringing in that cooler, drier air with some oomph, 30 to 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Temperatures do head down through the middle part of this week. As I just indicated, 60s Monday, maybe 70 in the warmer spot tomorrow, but it's going to be blustery with 30 to 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts at times. Breezes can't be ruled out for much this week. Stray showers are here and there, can't be ruled out, but not a major weather feature of this week. First frost and freezes for closer points into central parts of our region, closer to I-95, are possible by the middle and later part of this week. Let's say midweek. I'll focus on that. I think Monday night is generally looking still safe, but consider monitoring for a frost or a freeze Tuesday night and Wednesday nights at least. And precipitation really is not going to add up to much this upcoming week. Generally dry is the theme and fairly cloudy at times, mixing with the sun through at least Wednesday, if not Thursday, but sunnier on Friday, Saturday, into the weekend when we turn a little warmer as well. And I will leave it there. Make sure you follow us at WashingtonPost.com/weather. I'm Cameron Walker, and I'll see you next Sunday for a weekly Sunday sunset chat then. If you have tomorrow off, enjoy the holiday despite the blustery conditions. Mid 60s to maybe 70 in the warmest spots, or two, is not too bad. Have a great week, Deidre. And Vegan Roundtable on X, really good hearing that you're feeling prepared for the week. That's so kind of you. And Charlene and David, you enjoy your week. And everyone just monitor the wind and maybe the pop-up showers this week, but otherwise enjoy the autumnal air. And I'll see you next Sunday.